Hey everyone, so today I have the day off work, so I thought that it would be really fun to just put on some makeup and play around with some fun colours. So I have been looking at the Chi Chi Rich Gems palette, specifically these shades down here. They look so beautiful and I just want to play around with some of those. So I don't know exactly what I'm doing. That's the idea that I have. So let's just go ahead and get started and see what happens. So I'm going to start with my NARS Sheer Glow foundation. By the way, Evie is in the room, so she's scratching the bed at the moment. So if you hear scratching or jingling because she has bells on her collar, that's what those noises are. Also, if it starts raining, I'm really sorry if you can hear that in the video as well, because it's not raining right now, but it's been raining on and off like really hard this morning. So recently when I've been using this foundation, my makeup has actually looked a little bit cakey, but I'm sure that it's not the foundation because it's never done it before. And I don't think that it's the concealer either. I think it's just the combination of this foundation and the concealer that I was using. I think they just don't mix very well together because neither of them look cakey when I use them with other products. So today I'm just going to use a different concealer and see if that helps. So for concealer I'm going to use the Rimmel Wake Me Up because recently the one that I've been using has been the Maybelline Fit Me, and that's the one that I just think doesn't sit well with the NARS Sheer Glow. So let's see if this looks a little bit better. Evie is just sitting there looking at me right now. What are you doing? Can you hear that? She is literally scratching all up my bed. She's just like pulling herself along with her claws. So to set that, I'm going to use one of my new favourite products. This has literally been a favourite since the very first time I used it. It is the e.l.f. Under Eye Setting Powder, the loose one, and I'm going to use a shimmer tulip brush from XO Beauty. Oh my goodness, Evie! So I've just tipped some into the cap. And this is the first time that I've actually tried a loose powder, so there may be others that are way better, but this does a much better job than my pressed powders at stopping my concealer from creasing. So I love using this under my eyes and then just a normal pressed powder for the rest of my face. So to set the rest of my face, I'm going to be using my Hourglass Ambient Lighting palette, and I'm just going to use the middle shade here because I am really pale at the moment. It's almost summer, but my face and my skin colour doesn't seem to have realised yet. To prime my eyes, I'm going to be using the Lorac Behind the Scenes Eye Primer. This, actually, the first time I used it, I thought it was really bad because my eyeshadow creased, but I don't know what happened that day because I've tried it again since then and it is really good at stopping creasing, so I literally don't know what happened that first day that I used it. Evie is now under my chair sniffing my makeup brushes. And I'll just quickly do my eyebrows before we move on to the fun part. So I'm going to be using the Maybelline Brow Satin and also the Maybelline Brow Drama. So moving on to the fun part of the look, which is the eyeshadow. I've actually got a bunch of new brushes since I last did a makeup tutorial or like a makeup look for you guys. So this is another one of my new brushes. This is also from XO Beauty. It is the Fluffy Blender brush. and this is just amazing at placing like a transition color, and it's so soft and fluffy like it says, and I just really love this. So I'm going to use that with this color here, which is quite light, but it I think is the most suitable out of this palette to use as a transition color. Evie's gone to sleep now, so she won't be disturbing us anymore. Anyway, I'm just going to place that slightly above my crease. Okay, so next I'm going to take this color here, and I'm just going to use a flat shader brush and just pack this all over the lid. I actually really like that this shade is matte. I feel like too many shades are shimmery. Like, I love shimmer, but sometimes you just want it to be matte, and they all seem to have shimmer in them. I think this is a beautiful shadow to wear around Christmas time as well. It just seems very festive. In the crease, I'm going to go in with the darker shade just next to that, and I'm not going to use a crease brush. I'm actually going to use a slightly fluffier brush. This one is from Chi Chi. It is the large domed eyeshadow brush, just because I don't want it to be too harsh a line, and I kind of want to blend it out at the same time that I'm applying it. So I'm just going to take a really tiny amount of that, and then I can build it up as I go. So as you can hopefully see, it does still need a little bit of blending, but it is not a harsh line, which is what it would be if I'd applied it with a crease brush. Crease brushes are great for being really precise, and I do use them quite a lot, but sometimes when you can't really be bothered blending as much and you just want to start the blending process as you're applying it and you're not too worried about being very exact with your placement, I find it easier to just apply it with a fluffier brush like this, and then you don't have to spend as much time blending afterwards. So now I'm just going to go back to my original brush, which is the one that we used for the transition shade, and I'm just going to use this to blend everything out. So now I'm going to take this bright purple colour, second from the end, and I'm just going to put this underneath my bottom lash line, or kind of like on my bottom lash line, and to apply that I'm actually going to use one of these rubber, is it rubber? I don't know what these are, but anyway, these awful spongy applicator things that come with palettes. They are awful for applying eyeshadow like on your lid, but I find them really great to actually apply it just underneath your lower lash line if you just use the very pointy bit and on the tip. And then to highlight the brow bone and the inner corner, I'm just going to use the lightest shade just on the end here. So if you're recreating this, obviously at this point feel free to apply liquid liner or whatever type of liner that you want, but just because I don't like it on me that much, I'm going to skip that and go straight to mascara, and I'm using the Maybelline Lash Sensational. So moving on to the rest of the face, and because we've already done quite a colourful eye look, I'm going to try and keep everything else a little bit more toned down. So for bronzer, I'm using my Natio bronzer and enhancer, but just the bronzer shade obviously. And to apply that, I've got another new brush, another XO Beauty brush. This is the tapered fibre brush, and I really like this for applying bronzer. So for blush, to complement the lovely purple tones we've got going on the eyes, I'm going to be using Benefit Havana, which is a really lovely lilac colour when you swirl everything together. And I'm going to try not to go overboard because I normally do it with blush. And then for highlighter, this is kind of a recent purchase for me. I have had it for a couple of months now, but I don't think I've ever used it or possibly even shown it in a video. Anyway, I finally picked up the Balm Merry Luminizer, so I'm going to be using this one. And then for lipstick, just to keep it nice and toned down to balance out the eyes, I'm going to be using a nude lipstick. This one is from Collection in the shade Vintage Rose, although the names have changed since I got this one. But anyway, it's just a really nice pinky nude. It's pretty much the exact same color as my lips. It just makes them look a little bit shiny and just really nice. So this is the finished makeup look. I actually think that these colors go really nicely together, like the kind of plum colors on the eyes and then the purple underneath. I know that you're not supposed to put purple underneath your eyes because the color of the bags under your eyes has like a purple undertone, and if you put purple under your eyes, people say that it'll just look like you're really tired. But I think that this purple is bright enough that you're not going to mistake it for being tired. I think that it looks really pretty, and I think that it's a nice pop of color for spring, and I also think that this is a really nice kind of Christmassy festival kind of look because of the plum colors on the eyes. So if you don't want the purple underneath, obviously just leave that off. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it and hopefully it gave you some makeup inspiration. Please subscribe if you aren't already. I post a new video every Monday and most Thursdays, and I will see you next time. Bye!